Republicans officially take control of Congress today, and surprise, the GOP is already fighting. The party can't agree on a leader to be Speaker of the House.
That means Kevin McCarthy could become the first nominee for Speaker in 100 years to fail to win in the first round of voting. Matt Galka brings us the story from Washington.
The 118th Congress is already full of intrigue. A Republican battle over who ends up being House Speaker could end up shaping just what exactly both chambers end up getting done.
It doesn't matter whether we have a 30-seat majority or a 5-seat majority. We get the same size gavel, but we're going to use it in the manner that the American public wants us to.
Republican leader Kevin McCarthy hasn't locked up the votes quite yet to grab that Speaker's gavel. Fellow Republican Andy Biggs is challenging him, and some members, like Matt Gaetz, won't back McCarthy.
I wish that every single person held the views that you and I frequently hold about the need to transform Congress, but sometimes you have to make even members of your own team a little uncomfortable.
McCarthy has been planning for the role by laying the groundwork for an ambitious Republican House agenda focusing on investigations into a variety of Biden administration issues. Those include the business deals of the president's son, Hunter Biden, COVID-19 origins, as well as a committee focusing on competition with China. That effort would be headed up by Wisconsin Republican Mike Gallagher.
The most important thing we want to do as with this new select committee is make this a bipartisan effort. Speaker-elect McCarthy wants the Democrats to participate in this. He wants this to be serious. And to the extent possible, we want to identify where Congress can speak with one voice when it comes to the policy that best positions us to win this long-term competition with the CCP.
Another renewed focus will be on America's southern border. House Republicans unveiled sweeping proposals before the holiday break.
You cannot encounter and release. You must be able to detain and or turn away in order to stop the flow that is devastating lives. That's how you actually secure a border, is to enforce those policies.
Some of the agenda could hinge on whether or not McCarthy gets the votes for House Speaker. There's also a potential issue of how much he would work with GOP senators. Congress passed a $1.7 trillion omnibus spending bill as 18 Republican senators joined Democrats to pass it. Before the vote, McCarthy warned those GOP senators that their bills would be, quote, dead on arrival in the House if they voted for the spending plan.
The appropriations process has failed the American public, and there's no greater example of the nail in the coffin of the greatest failure of a one-party rule of the House, the Senate, and the presidency of this bill here.
One other thing to watch will be how the new House GOP handles the scandal surrounding new member George Santos. The New York Republican admitted to lying about multiple parts of his resume, including significant parts of his work, family, and education history. He told Fox News his history was debatable.
We can debate my resume and how I worked with firms such as Goldman and Citigroup.
Is it debatable or is it just false?
No,
is
it's
it debatable
or
is it just debatable?
The full House is scheduled to vote for a new House Speaker on the first day the new Congress is seated. McCarthy, or whoever ends up winning, would need 218 votes. The House Speaker vote has not gone on to a second ballot in more than a century. Matt Galka, CBN News.